What's up guys, today's video is on the Van Rysel Edr CF105 disc bike reviews 2022. Through extensive research and testing, I've put together a list of options that'll meet the needs of different types of buyers. So whether it's price, performance, or its particular use, we've got you covered. For more information on the products, like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get started. Van Rysel Edr CF105 disc bike. I'll go into the full geometry in a bit, but it's safe to say that Van Rysel has kept this bike very much on the aggressive side of things when it comes to the numbers. First up, the angles are relatively steep and the wheelbase has been kept to well below a meter, which keeps things nimble and reactive. The shortish head tube also gives stack and reach figures with a ratio of 1.41, which is very much at the racy end of the scale. Most endurance bikes are around the 1.55 mark. So, you might be thinking that the EDR isn't going to be the ideal choice for those longer, less challenging rides. Well, the Van Rysel designers have taken the EDR as close as they can to a full-on race bike without letting it cross over into becoming too extreme or a handful from a steering point of view. The balance of tube lengths meant that I could achieve a decent aero position on the EDR thanks to a plentiful drop in height from the seat post to the handlebar, without ever actually feeling like I was having to stretch too much. Even in the drops I felt comfortable, and that means efficiency. The handling is quick but not over the top, so when I'm barreling downhill in the drops, the Van Rysel never feels out of control, or like it is dictating you through the bends when the road surface or camber isn't perfect. The stiff frame and fork provide plenty of feedback without road vibration or harshness muting the signals, which I found gave me plenty of confidence to push on and find the EDR's handling limits. Thanks to that hint of neutrality in the handling, you find the edge of those limits progressively rather than like a slap in the face as the steering bites back. All of this, along with the position, means the EDR isn't a difficult bike to ride fast. For a frameset with such high levels of stiffness, the ride quality is good. It's not the most supple I've ridden, but it's never a bike I'd consider uncomfortable. It's a performance road bike after all. A bit of bouncing around on crappy tarmac is par for the course. The frame and fork will take up to 30mm tires, so if you want to bring in a bit more cushioning you can. The finishing kit here isn't massively high spec, and the fulcrum wheels are on the weighty side, so it's impressive that this EDR only weighs 8.13 kilograms. It's not going to trouble a similarly spec'd rim braked offering, but for this sort of money that's a decent weight. You can tell that out on the road, too. It's responsive under acceleration and it climbs well, too, whether in the saddle or out of it. With a lightweight set of deep section carbon test wheels fitted, the EDR really showed what it could do when not hindered by heavy wheels, and the performance was very impressive indeed. Frame and fork. Made from high modulus carbon fiber, this medium-sized frame has a claimed weight of just 890 grams. According to Van Rysel, and it comes with a confidence-boosting 5-year warranty too. The full carbon fork comes with a 2-year warranty. The EDR's design follows a current trend of oversized head and down tube with a large bottom bracket junction incorporating PF86 internal bearing cups. The chainstays are chunky to resist the drivetrain and pedaling forces, while the slender seat stays are dropped much lower than the top tube's junction with the seat tube. You get twin bottle mounts, flat mount brake caliper points, and 12mm through axles front and rear. Unlike other race bikes in its catalog, the EDR uses a standard round seat post and an external clamp. It's not quite as smooth looking as an integrated seat post clamp like those found on some aero bikes, but at least you can upgrade the post should you want to. All cable and hose routing runs internally, plus the frame is completely compatible with electronic group sets. Overall, the quality looks and feels to be very good throughout the bike. A glance inside the frame with a torch shows no rough edges or burrs from the carbon layup, and the paint job seems to be tough. I'm not so sure about the black colorway, though. I'd like a bit more color in my life. The bike is available in 5 sizes, from XS to XL, so our medium test model sits bang in the middle. Those geometry figures I promised you are a top tube of 555mm and head tube of 150mm, with angles of 73 degrees for the head and 73.5 degrees for the seat tube. The wheelbase is 990mm, with 408mm chainstays, and the stack and reach figures are 555mm and 393mm respectively. Groupset. As you can tell by the name, this EDR comes fitted with a Shimano 105 groupset. I won't go into huge detail because Dave already has in his review of the latest R7000 group and the R7020 shifter brake levers this hydraulic setup uses. In a nutshell, it's a group set that you really can't fault, balancing the shifting and braking qualities of Shimano's top-tier group sets at a competitive price. As for the fixtures and fittings, Van Rysel has specced an 1128T cassette with a 52/36T semi-compact chainset. The perfect gears for this style of bike, in my opinion. Braking-wise, there is a 160mm rotor up front and a 140mm at the rear. Finishing kit. The rest of the finishing kit is Van Rysel branded. An alloy handlebar, stem and C-post. It's all decent enough stuff while not really setting the world alight. The drop of the handlebar is pretty shallow, making it accessible to pretty much all of us. The Van Rysel saddle is on the large side with a fair bit of padding. I got on with it okay, but I'd probably switch it out for something a little leaner if the EDR was mine. Wheels and tires. The EDR CF105 comes with a set of Fulcrum Racing 700DB wheels, which are basically O versions of the Fulcrum Racing 7DB. They're a tough set of training wheels that'll stand up to plenty of abuse. Although their 750 grams weight does take the shine off the bike's performance. With a 22mm deep alloy rim, there isn't anything to be had from an aerodynamic point of view, but they are tubeless ready. So if you want to ditch the tubes, you'll just need some tape and valves to make the transition. You won't even need to change the tires, as the Hutchinson Fusion 5 Performance tires are tubeless ready too. As you can see from Jamie's review, they are decent performers across the board. Although I agree with him when he says they aren't the most supple tires out there. They are durable and robust, though, for such a lightweight and quick model. Conclusion. On the whole, the Van Rysel is a great bike to ride. It's as close to a race bike as you can get without actually getting a race bike, if you know what I mean. It balances performance and comfort well, although I'd say it is crying out for some better equipment. But then, many bikes are at this price point. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos, hit the subscribe button. And if you have something to say, please leave a comment.